So recently, I've been going through one of my yearly Love Life obsessions. It seems, I've and I decided why not just talk about it to a microphone, make a little rambling kind of video about it. And if I'm going to start my ramble somewhere, I might as well start it with how I first learned about the series in the first place. Because I feel like when like a normal person would talk about like how they learned about the series, maybe they would talk about like the anime, or maybe they would talk about like the mobile games. But I'm pretty sure I'm far from anything but normal, because well, the way how I learned about it was through two different things. It started with a series called School Live, a series all about a zombie apocalypse set during like a school, which is basically anything but Love Live. And once I like finished watching that series, it was like my favorite series of all time. So like, of course it would be like something that's like stuck in my mind for a long time. And around that time, I was getting into the mobile game Grand Blue Fantasy. And in that, there was a little event archive, and in there was like an event for there was like an archive of the Love Live Sunshine event that they had once, and like because like I had recently seen School Live, I was like, oh, isn't that funny? They've got very similar names. Isn't that like neat? And I guess because of that, I just didn't stop thinking about Love Live and being like, you know what? Might as well try out this event they have there, and I guess like things just like started to like spiral from there. Like I enjoyed the Love Live Sunshine. I enjoyed like the group that was in that event. So I was like, you know what? Might as well try learning about whatever this Love Live is. And then I ended up watching the first series. And then it went on to watching the Sunshine series, and just things just like sort of spiraled further and further, with me I'm pretty sure like I listened to like some music from that time, but it was mostly just like things from like the anime. But then like it was probably just like the opening and maybe the ending songs of them. But then like one day I watched the English dub of the first Love Live series, and then I think that is like when things started to click with like, oh, I love this series. Like I started to like realize how much I enjoyed it all, and I'm gonna blame all that on Nico's English voice actress Erica Mendez. I feel like that was like seeing the Nico episode with her playing as a character. It was just like, oh wait a minute, I like this series. I love this series actually. Just like, I don't know why, but I always like feel like that was like the moment that like sort of like made me realize just how much like the series was just like clicked with me. But then like that would have been like so like I first like got into the series in like 2019, and then like like towards like the end of 2019, and then like towards summer of 2020. The greatest year of all time. Around like the summer was when I did the rewatch, and then like sort of like came to realize how much I loved the franchise. So then and then like I'd say right at the end of right like towards like December, I think it was, of that year of 2020. Around that time I was like, I knew of like Liella coming out, of like I don't know like many specifics. I just knew there were like a piece of art of like 5 characters, and those were going to be like 5 new members of this new group. I don't think I even knew like the group's name at that point. So like because I was like trying to like keep everything like as going through this as like little as possible, as like I wanted to like know as little as possible for like when the anime started, for like, when the anime for this new group starts. So like late 2020, I had like my eyes and thoughts on this new group that was going to be a part of like this Love Live franchise, and then And then I saw a random tweet from Crunchyroll, and it was advertising like episode 2 or 3 or whatever of this series, Nijigasaki High School Idol Club Love Live, and I was like, wait a minute, there's another Love Live, and I'd say that was when it went from I love this franchise to this franchise is my entire life, my entire personality. It's the thing for me. It's the favorite franchise of all time. I think that would be like the moment, because it's like I think I guess spoiler for later on in the video, but Nijigasaki is my favorite group of the entire thing. Like, it's got like my favorite characters, my favorite some of my favorite songs. Like the anime is like probably like one of my favorites of all time. Just like practically perfect, the entire group, to at least for me. The perfect group for the kind of person, the kind of idiot that I am. And then just, things just continue from there. I watched Love Live Sunshine. I enjoyed Liella, and now we're here today, where I'm rambling about it in front of a microphone to a video that's probably only going to get like 10 viewers, if even that. So, well, with that backstory out of the way, I might as well talk about some of my opinions on the different groups in the franchise. So, might as well start out with how it all began. First up, what do I think of Muse? Simple, they're great. I'd say that out of like all of the groups in the series, I'd say that they have like the best like overall group in terms of their characters, because it's like I'd say that there's not one character in this group who I don't think are like good. I guess like they don't not good. I guess there's not one character in this group who I don't care about in some degree, or like in some like important way, I guess. Like, even like my two least favorite characters of the group, Umi and Ellie, I still like them. They're still good characters. I still like really like I won't complain about them. Like I don't know like any good way to put it other than just like I just like the entire group, I guess. There's like not like a single flaw with like any of them, I guess. And like I guess that's like one of the big standout things for me. Like, they're just like a great overall like cast of group of members, group of characters. It's just like they all just like go well together. They're all fun to see. They all have like the moments. They're all and like they're all like enjoyable in their own sorts of ways. So whereas like even if like I said, Umi and Ellie, they're not my favorite characters. If you said that you're their favorite, if you said that they're your favorite characters of all time, of like across like any sort of thing ever, yeah, I can understand that. Like they're good basis for a character, and they do it well. So it's just like, I guess like I just there's no bad characters in Muse. I guess how many times must I have appeared that? 20 times already. And like also, I really like how their anime is, because like it feels like with the first season of the first series, it feels like it tries to end off in a way where it's like theoretically that's it. Like with how the first season ends, it's like, yeah, they didn't win Love Live, but it also feels like everything like wrapped up in its own sort of way, where it's like the school is saved, the group is all together, they've gone through all of their problems with like Kotori trying to leave, they're like, well, not exactly trying to leave, like potentially leaving the group, like almost like getting on the plane. They go through all of that problems, and you get the whole circle moment of like them performing Start Dash as a full group of 9 with a full auditorium. It's like all of that full circle moment, even with like the credits. Like, it's not like the typical credits. It's just like you get like the standard music in the background, but it's like you just get like the sliding wall of text, the sliding wall of credits with like in the background seeing all the like all sorts of clips from like throughout the series. It feels very conclusive, and I guess I just like that, like the first series, the first season. I really like things that were just like, yep, that's it. We didn't plan for a second season. We didn't plan for like this thing to be like any bigger than it was. I guess I just like that as like the series, as like the first season, and I also like the only movies I've seen in the franchise is the Muse and the Aqua one, because all like the Nijigasaki ones are like, to my knowledge, untranslated, or at least officially untranslated. So it's like, and I'd say like out of those two, the first movie, the Muse movie, I'd say that's like my favourite of the two. I guess it's just like I do have like some problem with it, where it's like in the second season they're like, oh, once Love Live is over, we're no longer gonna be Muse, and then the movie just has them like questioning that again, just for them to conclude by saying we're no longer gonna be we're gonna like disband. But I can at least say the movie is like a great way to at least like in terms of the music, it's a great way to end it off, because it's like you also get another full circle moment of like with like the lyrics, where it's like in Start Dash it's all about like like towards like the start of the chorus. In Start Dash there's like mentions of like even like a baby bird swallowed in doubt, it will one day come to flap its wings and soar high to the skies. And then in the movie, you get that same thing, where it's like the bird has finally left the nest. It's finally taken off into like the distant seas of who knows where. And it's like it's a nice like full circle moment with the movie that they do. So I guess I can't complain too much about how they end off Muse in that. So I guess with like all the Muse rambling done for now, might as well talk about who my favourite characters in the group are. So as for my third favourite member, I'd probably say it's Nico, and I guess this might as well loop back into what I mentioned earlier about like Erica Mendez and her performance as Nico in the English dub. I remember when I first watched the anime, I wasn't like the biggest fan of Nico. I feel like I can't remember if I hated her or just simply didn't care too much about her. But I remember at least initially having the thought of, oh, she's like kind of annoying a little, I guess. But then like I'm pretty sure like I softened up to her a little after like more and more. But then like I remember with like the English dub again, I guess like something about that just like sold me on her. So I don't know. Thank you to Erica Mendez. Now you are the reason why I consider buying a statue of Nico. Congratulations. And because it's like, I guess she's a funny character of just like, but she has like this like very serious story to her, with like all her like her siblings wanted to be like, she was never able to like quite let go of like this idea that she wanted to be an idol. And like there's also like the fun like commentary on it of like, oh, like these idols, they're trying to be so perfect, so great for the camera, and then like outside of it, it's like they're just like, I don't know, almost jerks, I guess, where like they're tolerable, but they're also like, you know, a bit of a problem. Like they're a bit of a nuisance. That's like the kind of like, you know. That's like how I like see Nico. It's like, oh, their idols are perfect, but you know, maybe like outside of the camera they're not. So that's fun. And another character who I like, my second favorite Muse member, would have to be Rin Hoshizora. I think the thing that I really like about her is it primarily comes down to her specific episode in season 2, because like I really like the character development that she ends up going through in that, where it's like for the entire thing, she's like she's never really wearing like skirts, and it's all kind of like shown off to be like she's always been like still like what is it, insecure? That's a word. She's always been insecure about that kind of thing. Whereas like she's always like thought she's like just like a tomboy. She's always thought that she's just like she's not girly enough to do all this sort of stuff, which is like slightly touched on in the first season when she was introduced, but then she gets like her entire episode for it. Then she gets the entire episode like based around that idea, and like her trying to like get over that problem. It's like, I guess I just like really like the concept of like characters trying to like be who they want, do what they want to do, like be like and like if you see one of the earlier videos on this channel of about me rambling about the manga series Love Me For Who I Am, there's probably no surprise to hear that I like characters who go from one gender to another, and when you go from when you have an entire franchise where every single character, aside from main character fathers, being females, I feel like this is like the closest you can get to a character being trans in this franchise, and having a story revolve around it. So I guess like it's no wonder why I like Rina in that case. And then as for my first favorite character, it'll be Maki Nishikino. As to why, I feel like it's a lot less deep than the other characters. It's not like I'm interested in their story too much. It's not like I'm interested in like what the character is or whatever. I think I just like pianists, because like I remember like in her like when like she was like first introduced in the series, I was like seeing this like serious character just like playing a piece on the piano, just playing away to her heart's content. I remember like at that moment being like, she's gonna be my favorite character, isn't she? And you know what? Yeah, she is. She's my favorite Muse member. But it's like, to be fair, there is more to her than just she plays piano. Isn't that fun? Because it's like, I do like her, like she's like very serious in nature, but then there's just like there's like a small like silliness of this like, oh, she believes in Santa. There's like a cute innocence to her at times, which is nice. And I guess that's kind of all I have to say about Maki and Muse and whatever. So, what about moving on to Aqua, onto Love Live Sunshine? And I'd like to say that I might prefer them over Muse. It's like it's kind of hard. Like they have some things over them. They have some things that aren't as good as them. It's kind of hard to entirely decide. But you know, at the end of the day, I still like them. They're still great. They have my favorite characters from this group. I'd say I'd probably prefer over like some of like the best characters of Muse. But then it's also like the only group that has like characters who stand out as being like, I just don't really care. Sadly, which is like, well, technically there's the Yohane anime, which did improve on some of those characters, I will admit. But as Aqua, the music group, from basic Love Live Sunshine, yeah, Canon, that's her name, I'm pretty sure, the diver, Canon and Daya, I'm not too fond of them. I don't really like, because like Daya's like so serious, but then she has like too much goofiness in my eyes, where it's just like it kind of like doesn't balance out too well to me. And then with Canon, I honestly don't know who she is. I don't know what her like standout feature is to like make her be like something for someone to like. If you like her, then sure, go ahead. Tell me in the comments on how I'm wrong, and like as long as you like, you know, justify why you like Canon, because like I do want to like these characters. Don't get me wrong. It's just I just don't know what there is to like about them for me, I guess. and but there are like good things about this series, this group, because like I do like a lot of their music, probably like more so than Muse. Maybe that's because I've like delved more into their music that's outside of the anime. I will admit, I haven't listened to a ton of like the music that's not in the first series music, but I have delved into a fair amount of the music from Aqua, and I sure do love them. There's like Happy Party Train as a classic. I forget some of the names. It's hard to remember names when most of the times I see the names. It's all written out in Japanese and I can't understand them. There's like there's like I think it's the Hanamaru song. It's like they've got like fairy wings in the artwork. I like that that release like entirely, especially since like the second song is also like the Yohane song, the Deep Resonance, I think the song is called, which I'm always going to be disappointed that song is not in the Yohane anime. They literally had a plot point in it where it's like about like resonance or whatever. So it's like, why can't they have used that song in some way? It just made sense. But either way, what other songs from them I like? Like Suki for You, whatever. Let me go check out the song. I can't remember what it's called. The song is called. Well, it's not the song, but it's Kuru Kuru Kurilla. The song that's with that one. I don't own the song, so I can't like double check the song. But it's like. It's whatever the song that was with Kuru Kuru Kurilla. However you pronounce that second word. And while I'm at it, I might as well talk about the album, The Blue Swell, because like that's one of the things that I do have physically of like a CD, and I just like the fun idea of like these like rock music, these like rock interpretations of some of the Love Life songs, and I will be honest, at least like the endings music for like the end credits music from in this release. I think I might prefer them over the originals, or at least they're on par. And same could be said for Something Something Horizon, whatever that song is. It's the one I mentioned earlier, the one with the Hanamaru song. I'm pretty sure it is. I like that one. I really like that one in this album. Though I don't remember the opening music's being all too good in that album, but whatever. They can't all be winners, I guess. And I really like how the anime is as well for Aqua Love Live Sunshine, because like I don't think it's better than the original, but it does some things that I think are better. Because like I like I like the overall story of like, you know, they're trying to like I don't like how like they try to like retread some of the Muse stuff again of like, oh, the school is shutting down, but at least they do it in a cool way of like, oh, like they actually like they don't succeed, and they actually like, and like they do, so like it feels like they come across with like a lot more problems as a group, in Aqua's in Sunshine, because it's like, I guess I just like appreciate having like things like affect the entire group. And I think I prefer Chika over Honoka as like main characters, especially like I think that is like partially because of like the story they go through. Because like Honoka, like I do like the story of like her with her and like Umi and Katomi, like everything that happens at the end of the first season. But I don't really like their school, like them joining the school council. It's like an interesting thing, but I feel like I could have maybe done more. I don't know what they would have done more, so I guess I shouldn't be criticizing too much. But like, I feel like there's like something more that could have gone on with that, I guess. But with like with Chica and Love Live Sunshine, there was like through both seasons, she is working towards like, not only is she working towards like trying to find like what makes her special, what makes her shine, but also like she's tried to like like she's trying to like stop the school from closing down. So it's like a very like nice story that's like goes on between like both seasons that like is told for her, which I think I prefer for like her for like the main character. But I guess for now I might as well talk about like my top three favorite characters from in Aqua. In third place, I'd probably say it's Chica, which well, no, I don't think I have to talk about too much because I know I've already like mentioned like some of my reasoning for liking her. But then for second place, there's Rico, who guess what is a pianist. But I feel like there's more to it, more to why I like Rico than just she plays piano. Part of it's because of her relationship with my first favorite character of Aqua, who I'll talk about later. But I feel like another part of the reason why I like her is this one memory I have in the one of the Love Live mobile games, All Star, Love Live All Star 2. What I forget what it's called. All Star School Idol Festival. That's what it is. It's the one that introduced Nijigasaki. It's the I remember one time during like an event or something, there was just like I was just me and like a bunch of like the other people were just like waiting around for like more people to join the event thing going on, and like what I usually did just like pass the time with just like spam stickers of this like characters who I liked, and then someone I'm pretty sure like someone started like spamming like the Rico sticker because I guess they were a fan of them. So then I was just like, you know what, sure, I like Rico, and then just started spamming that, and it was like, I guess it was just like a fun moment to have, especially since I'm pretty sure we kept encountering each other a lot. Maybe like I'm pretty sure it was like during like the final dying months of the School Idol Festival. So it was just like, so I guess it was just maybe there was less people playing, or maybe there's just like not a bunch of people who were just like on at that time. I don't know, but either way, we just kept encountering each other. It felt like. And I'm pretty sure at some point I ended up accepting their friend request because it was like, I don't usually do that because it's like, you know, it's a friend. It doesn't feel right to like could do someone who's like a complete stranger, but you know, the app was dying, might as well. So I guess that's just like a fun memory I have with Rico. And I guess another final thing I like about Rico is just like, I don't know, she likes my lesbian stuff. She likes Yuri stuff. And it's like, I don't know, I guess I kind of find that funny. Especially since now that I've kind of almost stumbled upon liking the same thing as her, so it's like, I don't know. I guess there's some humour in thinking that maybe she's a fan of my young ladies don't play fighting games. I don't know, that's a funny picture to have, her on the bed reading that. But as for the biggest reason as to why I like her, it comes down to my first favourite character of Aqua, because it's Yohane. Which, why do I like Yohane? She's fun. She has a very nice story of like she wants to like I guess she just like sort of like believe. She wants something to like believe like why she has like this like all these problems in her life. She just wants something to like believe that there's like a reason for it all, and then like being able to like turn that belief into like something more positive about like, oh, not just like, oh, there's something like there's some darn look and my darn look is it was all because I'm a fallen angel. There's something driving me to have this bad luck, and then like eventually she finds Lilac. So yeah, that's his name, right? I can't remember if that's the name. I can't remember if I'm talking about Rico's name and she gives it or Yohane's name. But like she finds this dog and it's like, oh, maybe I do have good luck. Maybe there is like some like hidden force that like brings us all to have like that's like, you know, making us all go our ways. Maybe and like also leads to like Rico thinking that the same way as well. And like they both begin to have like a fun chemistry of like, it's like it's Yohane the fallen angel, and then Lucy. That's her name, right? That's the name that Yohane gives her. Lucy, the little demon, and like over time, just like seeing them as they go from like Rico going from like being like against the name to like just accepting it. It's fun. They both have a fun chemistry together. And then there's also just like the entire Yohane anime, which is just like cemented. Like if there was any doubt before that Yohane was my favorite character, that just cements it as my favorite, especially because of like the music from like that Yohane does in that. And I'd also like to point out about Aiko Kobayashi, the voice actor, the voice behind Yohane, because like she's like the only one who I've listened to and bought the music of for like the other members of like Love Live, like the other like voice actors. Like I have listened to like some of like Maki's voice actors' music, Pyle, I think that's what like the name she goes by, and I have listened to like some of the music by Nacheri. I think that's the group they call themselves, the group they go by. The one done by the voices of I and Rina. I've listened to like some of their music, but with Aika Kobayashi, I've like bought like her music. I've got it on my MP3 player. It's like they're like songs that I can just like quickly and easily find myself listening to, and like I think like the biggest like impact of like this music that like really like cements with me is like the fact that like one of these songs were like came in like a perfect moment for me. Doesn't like get too personal, but it's like something like big was like happening in my life, and then the song like No Life Code. I first listened to it and I first bought it, and like I don't know what the song's about. I don't, to be honest. But the name No Life Code, it sounds like it's like being like following your own rules. Who cares about what someone else wants you to do? Go do what you want and you have fun doing it. That's like the kind of feeling I get from that song. So it's just like cements with me as like that song, and like that song is now like a Yohane song to me, because it's just like because like they're both like it's all like the same voice actor, and it's like now like Yohane just like has like the entire like the entire like feeling to me of just like having like these like positive memories from that one moment in time in my life. So I guess that's everything I wanted to say about Aqua and Love Life Sunshine. So onwards to Nijigasaki, aka my favourite group, who I've already mentioned. Why do I think they're my favourite group? Very simply put, best characters, great music, and if I don't like a character, the music is always going to make me come back to the character anyway. For example, Karen, I think her name is. I don't necessarily care about her as like a character. Like the most standout thing for her is that she's is like the whole we're friends but we're also rivals thing, which is like feels like common sense to me. Not to be honest, it's like, yeah, you're all solo idols. Of course you're gonna be like rivaling against each other, but like like I don't care about her as a character. But then I listen to her music, and it's like, you know what? I like her. I like her to some degree, at least. So it's like that's like a great thing with Nijigasaki. If I don't like a character, at least I may like their music, and if I like a character, then I'm gonna like their music even more. And like, speaking of the music, this group probably has like some of my favorite music of all time. With there's like with like a lot of Shizuku music is my favorite. You and I is a great one. Like pretty much any song from like the release "Love You, My Friends." I think that's what it's called. Anything from that album, that release, I really like. And then also like "Love the Life We Live" is also like a great one. Like the entire album. I don't even know if they're actually called albums, but it's just easier to think. If it's got a collection of music, it's an album in my eyes. But then and there's also like like they've been doing like the solo songs for every month this year. In fact, the Rina one is coming out. The Rina song is coming out in just a small handful of days. And it's like I really like pretty much all of the songs from that they've been releasing. Like I really like the Mia Taylor one. I really like the Emma Verde one. I really like the Shitaku one. And like the I one. I wasn't too fond of it when I first listened to it, but then after I went on a holiday and like listened to it a lot during then, I've really come to like enjoy it, especially like the second song in her like release. I think I prefer that one over the main one, Ride the Wave, I think it's called. I really like the second song in it. Though I will admit I haven't listened to Kasumi's music that released in April. I don't know, it's not something about it, I just haven't listened to it. Maybe I'll throw up text or something on screen and say like whether or not I liked it or not. If I bother to even like listen to it before editing this, I don't know. But another thing I like is the anime is like the anime for like Nijigasaki, because like there's like each episode focus on a character. They all get their own little storyline to like help you come to understand and like the characters, which I do appreciate. And like there's like what else is there to say? Well, also like they were like the main central group of like the best Love Live mobile game. So like there's also that to mention. And what else? Well, I guess it's been a little bit too much praising for Nijigasaki. I might as well mention like the only flaw I can think of with the group, and it's like not even like a flaw with the group. I'd say it's more so just a flaw with a specific thing in the anime. Where with Ayumu, I do like her as a character, but there's just one problem with her, and that is primarily at the end of the first season. I can't be the only one who thinks that her drama with you is a little kind of stupid in my eyes, a little weird, because it's like, one, she's worried that like her friendship with you may one day disappear in the future, which is like as a basis for like a story. Yeah, I think that's a good idea, but the execution isn't like the best, because like it's very clear that like what you wants to do is play piano, and it's like, okay, I guess that is not going to be like breaking their relationship together, because like, you know, like you can play piano, you can make the music for Ayumu, and Ayumu can sing it. They both like feed into each other, like how they can help each other. But like there's also like the fact that like Yuki Setsuna has been seen use piano, has learned that Yu's been trying to play piano before. And like Ayumu just like kind of has a problem with the fact that like Yu is not sharing everything that Ayumu knows. Ayumu has a problem with Yu not sharing everything about her. And it's like, I mean, I'm not an expert at friendship, but like that doesn't seem like a too healthy of a relationship. I will say, like, that feels like a little obsessive. I feel like you're like trying to like take control of your friend a little, if I dare say, but. What do I know? Do I look like I have friends? Do I look like I know? Do I look like I know what I'm talking about when it comes to friendship? But hey, that is just like a small like problem I have with a Yumu. But like outside of that, like all of the characters are great. I like a Yumu. That's just like a problem, and that's kind of basically it. So onwards to my favorite characters of Nijigasaki. I'd say that well it's hard to pick a second favorite because why I'll start with third because there's like three different characters who I'd pick for my third favorite. There's like Shizuku, who I like. I really like her, the atmosphere she has of like. I really like her story of like wanting to be she wants to be an actress. She wants but she's also like because of like her because of her love of older movies. She's also like worried that she's always been like wanting to like be someone else, and that's like why she's like also an actress. It's a like interesting story, and like I also just like her design. I really like the little bow on the back of her hair. That's like it's just like very pleasant, very like good character design, very pleasing, I guess. And like there's also like her music, probably like some of the best music in like the Nijigasaki group, quite possibly even like some of the best music of all time, to me at least. And then there's Emma Verde, who's like, I'm pretty sure I'm pronouncing the last name right. Like, she's just like very fun, very pleasant, very cheerful. Like it's just like, there's not much else to say. It's just like, she's just like a very like pleasing character to see. Whenever like she's like doing something, it's always just like so cheerful, so positive. And then there's Ai, whom Ai Miyashita. That's her last name, I think. Part of the reason why I like her, kind of boils down to why I like her. It can only be explained by explaining why I like my favorite character of the group, Rina Tenoji. And if you saw the video where I unboxed the Rina Tenoji version of the Love Live Switch game, it's probably no surprise that I like Rina Tenoji the most. Because like, as to why I like her, it kind of comes down to the fact that she's autistic. Like everything about her is like far too relatable to me, because like she has trouble making friends, she has trouble talking to people, she has trouble showing emotions, she loves technology. It's just so much of it. It's just like I could just see myself in. It's just like, I guess it's just like something nice about like seeing a character who probably ends up going through like who might go through like some similar things as me, some like similar worries, some similar joys, some just like we just go through like some of the similar things together, I guess. Like it's nice to like have a character who is like how I can just like project myself to in like ways that no other character can. Like it's just nice to know that even a fictional character can know my worries, I guess. But like, and like the reason why I like and how like relate to it is like because like I was like Rina's like first friend, I guess, or this is like perceived to be one of her first friends. Like who knows what kind of friends Rina had before she went to that school. But like I guess something about like having this character who was just like so willing to just like go to this character who doesn't talk, doesn't show emotion, and was just like able to just like be her friend instantly, right the second they met. I guess it's just something that's just like, as someone who struggles to like make friends, it's just like seeing someone who's like that is just like, I can appreciate I can like she's like if she could be friends with Rina, then that's like someone who's like just like me. It's like, yeah, it's a character like is just nice. She's just a kind person, in my eyes, for being able to make friends like that. And like it's also just like not to say like, oh, she also has like good music too. Like I also mentioned, I really like I really like You and I. That's like also like one of my favorite songs. And I guess that's like all. Like, I'm pretty sure that's all I have to say about Nijigasaki and all of that group. So then onwards to Liella, who, disclaimer, I haven't seen the third season yet. So like those two characters who they kind of introduced as like a part of the group, but I don't know anything. There was like, I know that they had like, I'm pretty sure they had like whatever her name is, like Vine Margaret. I don't know how to pronounce it. I know they introduced like the rivals from the second season into the group, which is very interesting to me because she's my favorite rival of any of the groups, I'd say, because she just feels so relentlessly evil. Whereas it's kind of hilarious. Like I'll probably never forget the scene, like scenes of like her being on like the climbing frame or like on top of like the slide or whatever it was like she was on. Like, she's just, like, looking down at Canon Shibuya and just being, like, just, like, acting all menacing, and then, poof, she's just gone, just mysteriously disappeared. And then there's also, like, it was, like, she was, like, there's also, like, a scene where it's, like, she's giving, like, an introduction to herself for the Love Live performances. And, like, they're all doing it, like, over, like, a call, over, like, a Zoom call, a Zoom meeting, and it's like I remember, I'm pretty sure when after she does her introduction, she just like cuts out. It's like that's like overly cool, whereas it's like it's so cool it cuts back to funny, and then only just cuts back to cool because it's just kind of stupid and I love it. And another thing I like about Liella is just like it's just like so like they just like feel like so oddly nostalgic, like the first season particularly, because like right then it was just like I just like remember like sitting down in my bedroom watching the episodes as they came out, listening to like the music, listening to like their first song release. I remember walking to like. I remember like going like walks to like to somewhere, just like listening to that music, just like enjoying the moment, I guess. And like I remember I remember like sitting down to watch the first episode. I remember like watching the opening the opening song, and like I don't know if I probably didn't skip like any of like the openings in any of the episodes of the first season because I was just like that into the moment of like being there for like this new group and this like new season from the start. It was just like such like a memorable moment for me, being there from like the beginning, kind of, or like what felt like the beginning for me. And I'd also like to point out I just I mentioned how like Chika's like I prefer Chika over Honoka, but I also think that Canon I probably prefer over Chika. Like I think Canon's just like maybe like my favorite member, like my favorite like main member of like any of the groups, like my favorite like central character, because like kind of comes down to like two different reasons. Reason one is probably because it's probably because like her overall story of like she had like something that she wanted, she had like a dream, but then like something like got in the way of things. She wasn't able to sing in front of people, and that just ruined everything she wanted to do. And then she's able to like find a way to like over time like overcome that fear over, and then like able to like is able to like finally like sing on stage by herself with a great song to go by the way, because like what's the song called? Hajimari no Symphony? Watashi no Symphony? Well, I can't remember what it's called. One of those two names. The song that sings like the song she sings when she's like up on stage at her old school. That's like one of my favorite songs of all time, especially because of the lyrics. I just love like the idea of like looking back on on your past self, and just thinking like, yeah, I've been able to like achieve things that my past self would have never like believed I could do. Like I've like developed so much since like since how I used to be. It's like just like a nice thing, I guess, a nice thing to like think about. But like another reason why I like Canon is because she's like, I remember like the third episode was like they're about to do like she's about to do like the first performance with Cooker, and like she knows just how important it is for like Cooker to like she wants to be like an idol so badly, and like if they don't do this performance well, if they don't beat out Sunny Passion in this performance, then that's it. They're not going to be able to be an idol group anymore. Like they'll be dead from the very first performance. And like Canon just like knows just how much this means to Canon. She's for Kika, and she's like, I just remember like it's just like her just like crying over it, despite not even like not even like knowing Kika for like so long. Like she's just like she's like such a like good friend for her, like so quickly. Like something about that just like resonated with me from like the first time I saw her. It's just like, oh, she's like such a caring person, despite not even like knowing them for that long. But I guess that's everything I have to talk about. Like the group as a whole. As for who I like, as for like my top 3 favorite characters in the group. My third favorite is probably Natsumi. I think that's her name. It's the girl who like does like all the YouTube stuff for the group. And to be honest, the entire reason I like it is just because I just find her hilarious. Because this is like, I just like the idea of like the YouTuber of the group, like especially like a YouTuber who leans heavily on the YouTuber aspect of being the YouTuber of the group. Like, I remember like this one like thing in the second season where she's like she was able to like convince like the first years to like go on their own separate like training trip together, separated from the second years, just so then like they could develop at their own rate. And like I remember like I'm pretty sure there's like a shot of her on the laptop, on her laptop, making like a thumbnail that says like Liana splitting up with like her with like a YouTuber reaction face, and like that's just like hilarious. And have like at least like to begin with, she's not there for her goodwill. She's just there to make money, and it's just hilarious. It's just like a hilarious thing to think about. And then I guess that's pretty much everything about Natsumi. She's just funny. She's hilarious. Wait, oh yeah, and I guess that's another thing I find funny to think about. Because she's a YouTuber, I guess there's like some hilarity to the idea. Like, imagine her doing an apology video, especially with that reaction thumbnail. Like, it's just a hilarious thought to me of like, I don't know what it would be like, but I imagine it being bad, and that's just like a hilarious thing to me. One day, as like an April Fool's joke, I just want them to like make a stupid video or acting like Natsumi just got cancelled for something, and like she makes an apology video, and like the apology is for something stupid, like I don't know. Maybe she like maybe it's like something stupid like I don't know. She's apologizing for like not buying someone like a drink or something. Maybe she's like apologizing for like stealing someone's food or something. Like she stole someone's I don't know. I don't know. I'm trying to come up with an idea on the spot. I can't. If you can think of a stupid reason for Natsumi to get cancelled and for them to make an April Fool's joke video for it, go ahead. So, as for my second favorite character, probably Canon. So I don't think I need to dwell on too much on as to why I like her so much. But then as for my favorite character of all in Liella, it will have to be Sumire. As to why I like her, is I like the I quite like the story of her. It's like a very similar story to canon, but it's like told in a slightly different way because it's like she always wanted to be an actress, and it's like she could just never get the main role, and it's like but like one day as a part of a group, she like gets like the perfect role. It's like the perfect time for her to be the center, and she's just like worried about it. She's just like because it's like she's like finally in the center, and it's like, oh no, I'm in the center now. Is there a reason why I was never in the center? Like all that just like worries on her, and then like there's also the added pressure of like, oh, Kuka is like, if she doesn't win the Love Live, she's going back to China, and like she's never going to be able to achieve her dream that way. So it's just like, there's even more pressure on Sumire. So it's just like, and then like the entire thing concludes with like with her biggest enemy, the person she hates the most, Kuka, going up to Sumire and being like, "This is your role. You have to do it. I've prepared all this for you because this is perfect for you. You have to do this." And this is like having like Sumire just like realize like this is what she's meant to do. This is like no one else can do this. She is the center of that song, and it concludes with what is probably one of my favorite Liana songs, and at the very least, Sumire has probably one of my favorite outfits in one of my favorite outfits in the entirety of Love Live. I just really like the little dress she wears in that. So I guess that's like everything about Liana I had to say. And then and then we'll go into like the newest group, who I don't remember the name of. Ikizu Live, I think that's the name. I can't remember. I'm just like reading like the name of the YouTube channel. I'm just gonna refer to them Ikizu Live until someone corrects me in the comments. So I don't know too much about them. I've looked a little bit into like the individual members of the group, and I've listened to like all the solo songs. You know what? This Love Live Bluebird project, I quite like it. Quite promising, especially if they focus more on the solo song stuff. Then they'll probably be a great rival for Nijigasaki, in my opinion. Because like, I really like the main character, Polka. She's like because like this is probably going to be like I don't know how weird of an assumption this is to make, but from what I've heard about her, I can't help but wonder if she's autistic. Because it's like, I wonder if anyone else has that idea, because it's like she struggles with math, which is like, maybe she's like, maybe that means that she like has like some amount of learning difficulties, which is like a somewhat common thing in autistic people. Then there's also like then there's like the fact that like I think I've read somewhere that she likes to like prefer to like wear looser clothing, so much so that like, apparently she used to like get told off for having a tie done too loosely, which like having like that could introduce like that could imply some sort of like sensory issue sort of things with her, like not liking like having like being like very sensitive with like touch and stuff, which is like another autistic thing. And there's also like the fact that she like dances when she's happy, which is like a bit of like an autistic trait to my knowledge, from what I can tell, from what I know. Like maybe like autistic people don't like go out on the street start break dancing or whatever Polka might end up doing, but like if there was to be an anime of this series, I'm almost like 90% sure that I'm like exaggerating it a little bit, because like I'm pretty sure like like a dance that an autistic person would do it's probably more of just like like maybe like tapping their feet or fingers, whatever, to like the music they enjoy, like maybe like swaying a little or some things like that. Just like small minor body movements, but like I imagine like Polka would be like doing like actual dancing when she's happy. But like it's just a fun extreme representation of it, which I wouldn't mind. Well, like I feel like there's another reason as to why I thought like she might be autistic, but I can't quite remember what it was. But either way, like, am I the only one who like had that thought about Polka? But I really like the main central character, and like from what I've like looked into, I really like some of the other characters in this group, and I really like all the music that they've put out so far. The most recent one they put out is the one for Midori, I think her name was, the environmentalist girl. It's like such a hilarious song because it's all about it's like when I first when I first heard about the character, I thought like her music would be all about just like the environment in general, like talking about how wonderful life is, how wonderful like the trees are, how wonderful the animals and things like that is. But no, they went even further beyond and said, made an entire song about her trying to shame you about how little you're doing to help the planet. It's funny, I like it. But my favourite song that they've put out so far is probably from let me go check out what her name was. I'm pretty sure her name is Akira Goto. I'll probably put like a thumbnail or something of like the song I'm talking about, but like that's like probably my favourite so far of the group, of the one so far. But also the one done by the programmer is also pretty cool. I don't know the name of it, can't remember the name. And then there's also like Pray for Love I quite like. The one by the makeup girl is also pretty good. But might as well start talking about my top favourite characters now. Third favourite character, probably Midori, the environmentalist who I mentioned earlier. It's just a fun idea for a character. Then there's Miracle, her name was, I think. It's the girl who really likes like sweets and pastries, that kind of stuff. I don't know why I like her. She's just like, pun intended, but I think she's just like a sweet character. Sounds very kind and innocent. And like, I think there's also a part of me that I remembered Cocoa, I think her name was, from Is Viola a Rabbit? Because like, the only reason why I connect them is because Cocoa likes to like bake bread and stuff, and like, I don't know, that's like close enough to what Miracle can do with like making pastries and stuff. I guess like some weird part of me is like connects the two, I don't know. Don't question me, I'm a weirdo. But then my favourite character of all of them so far is probably Noriko, her name was, I think. The voice actress. I just really like voice acting. I really wish I could like get into doing it myself. And I really like her design. I really like the big black purple dress she wears, from what I remember. And I guess that's pretty much everything I kind of have to say. There are other groups, like maybe Hasunosora Girls High. I think that's the name. I think I've got them written down here. I don't know anything about them, but I have listened to Dream Believers, like the entire album. Well, not album, but whatever, the entire release. And I actually have like the music on CD actually. I do like the music, but I haven't listened to anything other than Dream Believers and all that stuff that came along with it. I don't really know much about them. I don't even know like anything about like characters in it. Maybe what I do plan to one day like maybe like go into like each group individually, talk about what I like about them, like in what she did in much more detail. So maybe one day I'll like look into them. I know that there's like an app associated with them, but I'm pretty sure it's a Japanese exclusive, so not like it's any help for me. And then there's the musical, which I know absolutely nothing about. I know I've listened to like the main theme of the song, or the main theme of the group, of the musical, and I remember liking it. I don't know anything else about them. So I guess that's kind of just everything I want to talk about with this. Maybe one day I'll like I said, maybe one day I'll go into deeper detail about like each individual group. And I'd like to one day I'd like to buy like a stand for my phone to have them like make a video showcasing some very different cool things about my collection of London Love Live memorabilia and all my the Blu-rays or the CDs I own. Just fun things like that. I'd like to show off one day. But I guess until then, you might as well you might as well say what characters you like in the comments. I guess if you feel like it. Feel free to tell me on how I'm wrong about my opinions on Aqua or whatever. I don't know. I probably have like 10 different wrong opinions in here. Feel free to point out all 10 wrong opinions and correct me on all of them. So I guess that's about it. So how on earth do I end a YouTube video?